Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time visiting. Today we are going to be talking about my August 2023 show and tell. This is basically like a monthly favorites video, kind of. I just talk to you about all the things I've been up to and enjoying in the month of August. So that's what we're doing today. If you like this sort of thing, please stick around. If you enjoy tarot content, tarot adjacent content, a little bit of magical content, and some other random little tidbits thrown in, you'll probably really enjoy your time here. So if that's the case, hit subscribe, stick around, and we'll get started. So first, let's talk about memories. August has been a blur. This is not an uncommon experience for me, especially lately, but one of the biggest memories I have to share for August is that I finally finished my rough draft of my book that I am writing for Llewellyn Publishing. I can't tell you the title yet, and I can't tell you exactly when it will be out. I'm going to be submitting it here very shortly. I finished my main draft. I've gone through and done my round of edits. I'm just doing a quick read through. So at the time you're seeing this, ideally, crossing fingers, I will have already submitted it to Llewellyn. Whew, that'll be really, really exciting. So my deadline for that was coming up at the end of September, and I really wanted to get it in and get that done. So I'm really excited about that. I will definitely keep you posted. It is a book on tarot. I will share more details when I have them for you, but for now, it was just a huge accomplishment in August to be able to finally get to this point of completion with that project. If you're new to my channel and don't know, I'm also creating a tarot deck. I'm working with an artist to illustrate my concepts for the deck. My artist's name is Francesca Paocchi, and she is incredible. And if you want to follow the progress of that project, make sure that you are subscribed to the newsletter at unicornsjourneytarot.com. I'll have a link to that down below. But we've been making some really incredible, hitting some really incredible milestones this month, or this past month as well, with that project. And I couldn't be more excited, but I also have a lot of work ahead of me to get that project ready to go to Kickstarter. So once it's ready, y'all will know. If you want to be the first to know, and if you want to see all the card reveals and the artwork as I share it, please make sure you're subscribed to the newsletter. That is the best place. You can also see some art updates rolling out to my Instagram, and I do share little bits and pieces occasionally in my Supportive Tarot Facebook group. But when I tell you that my time over the last few months has been completely dedicated to both of these projects, the book and the deck, that's where my time has been going. So I don't have a ton of other life things to share because that's been taking up a lot of time. Let's talk, though, about some YouTubey favorites. And the first thing I want to talk about is kind of an overlap, I guess, between memories and YouTube and also other things. But my wife Peggy and I started a podcast called Lisa and Peggy Unleashed. You can find it on Spotify and all the other podcasting platforms. But we're also releasing our episodes on YouTube at Lisa and Peggy Unleashed. So I'll have that listed down below. Peggy and I just really enjoy sharing each other's company, banter, talking about random stuff. That's what you can find over on the podcast. It's been a ton of fun. We've been filming some episodes for that and getting them ready to go. Peggy's doing all the work, so she's doing all the editing. She's getting everything ready to go. I just get to sit and chat with her, which has been a lot of fun. That's got to be my biggest highlight from August as far as things on like YouTube related things that has been happening. It's really exciting. We've been wanting to do it for a long time, but the time was right. Peggy is ready to take on the editing, and so we were able to start that. So it's really exciting. We have a couple episodes up now that you can listen to or watch, and some bonus content on YouTube that just didn't make sense to go audio only. So if you want all the bonus stuff, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Otherwise, you can find our full episodes on Spotify and such. But that's been a lot of fun. We actually, at the time I'm filming this show and tell, we just filmed a few more episodes for the podcast, and I'm really excited to see those go out. So stay tuned for shenanigans from Peggy and I, like on the regular over there. Other fun things, Danny of Danny Mystic, Dustin of Modern Metaphysique, and myself have a collaborative channel called Three Fat Readers, and we had a really fun episode, a special episode actually, in August where we had a guest on. So we had an episode at night, and that was the first time we'd ever done that. So we had cocktails, and we invited on Benabel Wen. So we had a really great chat, all four of us, talking about sort of tarot then and now. The chat, the whole discussion, we were on there for a couple of hours chatting. So I will link that down below so you can check it out. We had a lot of fun. We definitely want to do that again, have an evening episode, have another guest. It was so much fun to do that, and it was a blast. Super unique. If you haven't caught an episode of Three Fat Readers before, this one stands alone, but you can definitely check out our back history of content. We've been doing Three Fat Readers now for over 3 years now. So there's a ton of stuff. And we try to get a stream over there. We usually go live over there about once a month, usually around the last weekend of the month. I also had a really fun discussion with Dawn Michelle of Dawn Michelle Tarot about deck personification. That was here on this channel a little bit earlier in August. I will link that down below as well. That was a super great conversation. Dawn and I have been putting together a series where once a month or so we get together and we talk about some sort of concept of how we work with our decks, something practice related. So it's less about specific decks and much more about what we're doing in our practice. And we really are having a great time with that series. The next one in our series will be happening on Dawn's channel sometime this month in September. So keep an eye out for that. We will be talking about how we engage with our deck collections or our process around collecting tarot and oracle decks. So you can see more about that in that video, which will be coming out. So I'm really excited for that. And lastly, there was a YouTube video that came out this month that really stood out to me as something special. And I wanted to share it with you all. I did share it on my community tab, I believe a little earlier in August, but if you missed that, the video is by Carrie's Mystical Musings. And the title of the video is How 1 Year on TarotTube Affected Me. And I just thought this was an incredible, well done video that really covered a wide range of topics. I think a lot of times people come onto the tarot YouTube space and start making content and can get really discouraged. And I think Carrie really addresses a lot of topics that are super relatable, whether you're new to tarot YouTube or you've been here for a long time. A lot of it was relatable. I thought it was a really well done video, and props to Carrie for being so vulnerable in it. I think that it was really nice to see something like that coming up in YouTube. So I'm going to link that video down below. If you haven't seen it yet, please check it out. I thought it was really, really good, and it definitely stood out to me in August. And lastly, before I flip the camera around to show you stuff, the last thing I wanted to talk about is TV and movies. I have been doing a Charmed series rewatch, the original Charmed. I know there's a remake. I haven't watched it at all yet. So I've been watching that. And my friend and I finally finished all of the available seasons of Kipo and the Wonder Beast. And I think that series is now wrapped, if I'm not mistaken. That was such a sweet animated series. If you really enjoy sort of heartwarming, fun series, also the music in it was really great, check out Kipo and the Wonder Beasts. That was on Netflix and I really enjoyed it. We watched the seasons as they came out and we just finished the last episode in August, and that was a blast. And of course, also I got a new cup. I mean, you've probably seen it in my videos, but isn't it pretty? I had to talk about it in my favorites because I've been enjoying it so much. It's full of Diet Coke at the moment. It practically glows. It's so neon. It's a Starbucks summer collection cup, and I love it. Oh, there's one more thing before I go top down to talk about. So I made cheese in August. I made cottage cheese. I was really excited about this. So it was super, super, super easy. I'll say that the finished product that I got was probably a lot more like ricotta, and the curds that I created when I made this cheese they were softer, like they didn't hold up as you stirred. They kind of smoothed out when you stirred them. So they didn't have the integrity, I would say, of cottage cheese typically, but it was really good. I am ever on the quest to duplicate the experience of American small curd cottage cheese. It's just an obsession of mine. I miss it from the States. Up here in Canada, all of our cottage cheese, at least in this area, is large curd cottage cheese. And if you're not a cottage cheese fan, how many times can I say that in a sentence? If you're not a fan of cottage cheese generally, this won't make any sense to you. But large curd and small curd are very different things. Small curd is much creamier, and it's my favorite thing. It's not my only favorite thing, but it's one of my favorite things ever. I love it. And so I made a batch of cottage cheese to see if I could duplicate it. And it came really, really close. I think I really want to try making a version using rennet to see if I can get a more structured curd at the end that will hold up when it's stirred. But it was delicious. I'll put a picture of how it turned out on the screen for you so you can see. But I stirred a little bit of cream into it. And in the end, I cooked a bunch of spinach and added some Italian seasoning to the batch and made a delicious lasagna and used it in place of ricotta, and it was so good. But it was basically milk and vinegar, a little bit of salt. That was it. So it was really easy to do. I really want to try it again. I want to try it again too where I rinse the curds, because I learned how to do it 2 different ways. One way, you keep some of the tang from the vinegar in the flavor of it by not rinsing the curds. The other way, you sort of squeeze them and rinse them when you're straining the curds out, and then you get a lot of that vinegar taste out. So I don't know. I really want to try it the other way, and then I also want to try it with rennet. So now I'm kind of down this whole cheese making rabbit hole. I don't know. I like cheese. It was a random thing, but I'm not sad that I did it. All right, so that brings us to the section of the video where I'm going to talk about makeup and beauty type things. So I'm going to flip the camera so that we can see from the top down. Okay, so I have flipped the camera around. Oh, this is weird. My hand's here, but my body's here. That's weird. Anyways, I'm going to pull some stuff and show you what I've been using. So makeup and beauty stuff. Okay, this first thing I have got to just rave about. These, okay, I can't remember. I think I first heard about these Beauty Blender sponges on Jessica Braun's channel. I'm like checking all my viewfinders to make sure everything's looking proper, but oh my God, these were so cheap and they are the best sponge I have ever used. They're super, super soft. So I've used the kind of sponges where they're really dense and I don't like those. And then I've used like kind of medium soft, I guess. I always thought they were super soft sponges, but oh my gosh, this thing swells up so well when you get it wet. And I love using beauty sponges for my makeup. I use it for my foundation, my concealer, sometimes my blushes and bronzers when I'm using creams. But I got like, how many are in here? 8? 1, 2, 3. Well, there's 6. Okay, so there's 6 that come in here. I will link these on Amazon. These are amazing. If you like Beauty Blender type makeup sponges, amazing. Now, to be fair, I have never bought an official Beauty Blender, but I've heard nothing but rave reviews of these Paw Wonder Blenders. They're so soft. They're so nice. Love them. If you like a really dense, firm sponge, these are not that. They're soft, but the thing is, they're soft, but they're not like crazy porous. Like the Real Techniques sponge, I don't know, I'll see if I can bring it really close. The Real Techniques ones that I've used had more visible, like, I don't know, spongy porousness to them. These are very smooth. Hopefully you can see that. They're very, very smooth. So you get a really smooth finish. It doesn't suck up a ton of product. I love these, and the fact that they come in a 6-pack means that I won't keep one for like a year before I replace it. So that's great. They've been washing up really nicely. I'm sold. These are going to be my official sponge forever now, as long as they are still available. Anyways, I'll link these down below if you are a makeup person because they're amazing. Okay, let's talk nail polish before we talk the other makeup-y stuff. As usual, I did my nails about once a week. So I finished out my Alice Collection nail polishes that I got from Mooncat with the Wish I Hadn't Cried So Much shade. Oh my gosh, this was spectacular on. If you saw me with a really sparkly blue polish at any point, it was this. Look at how it catches the light. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I love it so much. Gorgeous. Loved this. So glad I got it. It's like, I thought it was going to be kind of just like another Tiffany blue shade, if that makes sense. But like, camera does not do it justice. It's got so much shimmer. It's so pretty. Anyways, I loved this. I will definitely be wearing this a bunch more, but I ended up getting a few from the Alice collection, and this one was my favorite for sure. I also got in, now this was actually a shade that I got as a reward, so I cashed in some points that I got at Mooncat. These are both Mooncat polishes, by the way. I cashed in some points and got this for free. It's called Fallen Angels, and on the website it really looked like a gray, but it's not a gray. I don't even know how to describe it. It's got like blue and purple like reflect in it. It's really, really pretty, and I definitely enjoyed wearing this in August. Oh my God. It was definitely, I wasn't disappointed by anything I wore in, well, I was kind of disappointed by one, but anyways, this is really pretty. I really like this. This was fun. And then I wore this one. This was from a polish pickup order. This is Sassy Sauce Horse of a Different Color, which is themed after Wizard of Oz. So I have another Sassy Sauce polish called Wet Spot. Hello, can we focus on the, there we go. And that one is really spectacular. This is pretty, but it's very sheer. And I think I ended up having to put like 4 coats of polish on with this one. And for some reason, this one peeled up on me, and then I ended up just peeling and peeling, which was a problem because then I shredded my nails. I don't know if you've ever done this. Don't do this. Unless you have a peel off base coat, if you peel your nail polish off, you can, if you've got thin nails like mine that are very delicate, you can end up sort of leaving behind little, like you can take away some of your nail bed. It's not a good thing. Don't do that. Anyways, I did it with this polish, so it kind of annoyed me. But I like my other Sassy Sauce polish better. This is very much like a jelly type color. It's pretty, but it just, it didn't blow me away. But then my nails were hashed. So I was like, do I take a week off of painting my nails? Of course I don't. Of course I don't, because I'm me. But I did take care of them, kind of buff them down. And I do have 1 bottle of OPI Nail Envy. Now this is a product I've been using for years. Usually the base coat, this is a base coat kind of too. But the regular base coat version is sort of semi-transparent. And I'd put that under my nail polish. I need to get another bottle, but I have this version that's got a color on it. So it's like you can wear it like a nail polish, but it is a nail treatment. So Nail Envy has nail strengthening properties to it, I guess. And this one is called Bubble Bath. And in the bottle, it's kind of a putty-like color. Do you see that? But as soon as I put this on my nails, it starts to look like coral colored, like very pale peach colored. It like pulls orangish, if that makes any sense, on my skin, which I didn't love. Like, it was good that I got to wear a color, and I just put this straight on my nails. No base coat, nothing like that, because I wanted the benefits of it. So I put that on, and then I put on a top coat to make it pretty, and then I was obsessed. So I picked this up, no word of a lie, because the name of this polish is the same as the name of the main character in my tarot deck, and it is Mystic by Mooncat. Come on, focus please. It's because I'm like off center, I think. But anyway, it's really, really pretty. It's got a gorgeous like pink, let's see if I can catch the, yeah, it's got this like pinky, sometimes green. If I can catch it in the corner just right, you can see the green shift. But there's a pink green sort of shift. This is stunning as a top coat. It's a sheer, it's like special effects top coat sort of situation. So you can hopefully see on the brush, just it's not very opaque all on its own. It's got that pink shift to it. When I put this over top of Nail Envy, it was so pretty. These two together worked so well, and I ended up with this really pretty shimmery pink. I will definitely do this again, especially when I need to give my nails a bit of a break and put something more treatment oriented on them, but I loved this combination so, so much. And the combination I'm wearing today, I will talk about in my September show and tell. So if you're curious what I have on my nails right now, I'll talk about that later. Okay, so makeup wise, I was having a whole moment. So you might already know that I have a bit of an obsession with Phytosurgence. So Phytosurgence is a Canadian independent makeup brand, and I'm obsessed with their blushes. They're gorgeous. It's all I wear for blush anymore. But I also had picked up some of their eyeshadows a while back, and I wore all of these in August at different points for different videos and such. So I'm going to show them to you. Their eyeshadows are really strange. I might have talked about some of these in my July show and tell or my June and July show and tell. So this one is called Deeply Rooted, and this one I've had for a while. I'm pretty sure I talked about this in my last month show and tell. I'm pretty sure, but I'm still going to swatch it because I'm ridiculous. It feels like you're touching a candle. Like, it's so weird when you touch these. But this one's got kind of a blue pewter shift, I guess. What's this one called? Yeah, this is Deeply Rooted. Blue kind of, do you see it? It's like red to like taupe, maybe more is accurate. Anyway, really pretty. I learned actually that when I apply it with a finger, which is often how I'll apply a cream shadow, when I apply with a finger, you mostly see the sort of red-brown shade. But I learned and tried, and it's true, if you apply it with a brush, you get a lot more of the duochrome shift. So you can't really see it here, but you get it much stronger when you use it, when you apply it with a brush. Okay, so then Pewtered Pine is the other one that I've had for a while. And this one, you can tell, is a lot more of that mauvey, but this one is also duochrome. I might have talked about both of these last month. I can't remember, but I definitely enjoy these as one look eyeshadows. So I'll show you on my finger there. And then when I apply this, same thing with this one. You get much more of the shiftiness if you apply it with a brush, which I didn't know. They're not super strong, and I applied them really lightly, but that's what those look like. But then, for reasons, I had placed an order with Phytosurgence, and I added on 2 more colors. So I got Crystal Constellation. This one is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, oh my gosh. This one's shimmery. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I don't know if you can tell. This one is gorgeous. I love this color so much. I wore this several times actually last month. So let me put this, I guess I'll put this over here so you can see. And I've rubbed it in, but you can see hopefully how much sparkle and dimension that has. Oh my God, it's so pretty. It's got a lot of shimmer. These two have like a sheen and reflect, but not a shimmer. That has like a sparkle. It's so sparkly. Okay, but this is a topper, and I love this kind of thing. This is one of those wet look topper sort of colors. Oh my God, it's so pretty. It literally is so sheer and looks so wet and gorgeous. I'm just gonna put it on just my skin so you can see. Look at how it like literally makes my skin look wet. You can put this color over anything else, any other eyeshadow look. I'll put it here over this one, and you can just see, just brings it to life. Look at the difference. Oh my God. Okay, let's put it on the last shade because why not? I mean, sparkles. Can we ever have enough sparkles? No. No, 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 we can't. I suppose I could even layer it on top of that crystal constellation, but so pretty. Oh my gosh. Obsessed with these. Obsessed with these. But this fractal freesia is really special, and I'm really glad I picked it up. But look how wet it looks. Oh, it's so pretty. You can't see. Okay. We're just going to admire for a minute. Oh, so pretty. Okay. So anyways, I picked, 2 of those were old, 2 of those were new. But I used them all in, look at how pretty. I used them all in August. Anyways, the reason I placed an order with them is because of this. They launched bronzers. And it's really hard for me to find bronzers that are not really orange for my skin. I'm actually wearing a slightly more orange tone bronzer today, and I can really tell. This is such a beautiful one. It's called Rosy Daybreak. It's their Spectral Sunlight. This is their lightest shade. It looks kind of gross, so like don't stare too hard because it is cream, so it gets like little hairs and shit caught in it. I'm sorry. But it's a really pretty shade, so I'm just going to like, you're not supposed to really apply it with your finger, but I just want you to be able to see it. Hopefully it'll show up. I apply it with a brush only. It's not, oh no, it's not going to show up. I'm not going to be able to do it. You have to do it with a brush. But it's the bronzer I've been wearing like in almost all of my videos or whenever I've been wearing makeup lately, and I really, really enjoy it. I do feel like you really have to like I had to clean up the whole outside. You really have to smear your brush around in there a bunch and then apply it, but really lovely. Glad I picked it up. But then the main thing that I have been, oh, I forgot to bring my lip liner, but that's okay. We'll talk about that later. The main thing I put on my eyes throughout August is the Rose Quartz palette by Huda. I got this, I feel like last year. I really love this. Let's see if I can show it without like blinding you. These are the shades. Pretty much every look that was more than one shade. If I was one shade, I was using the Phytosurgence, but all of the multi-layered looks that I wore throughout August was out of this palette. I really enjoyed mixing and matching different colors and different combinations. I don't use the weird sticky like gel shade that's right there. But I did use all of these others. I made some like sort of warm toned, sort of coppery looks up here. I did a ton of pink and purple looks. These shades, this one, that one, even that one are all like just breathtaking. This one, Blissful, is probably my favorite. I have to, because it's really special. It's also got that kind of sheer topper wet look, but it's got a lot of like that blue. Oh, look at that on camera. Oh my God, it's so pretty. I have a problem, y'all. But yeah, really, look at that. Okay, I might as well show some of the other ones now that I'm going to have to for sure go wash my hands. That was Blissful. Let me show you Moon Magic. It's also sheer, but has more of a bright purple. See? Can you tell I have a thing for these kinds of shades? They're so pretty to layer over top of looks. Oh my God. But then more opaque wise, Cosmic Love up here is really pretty. It's got more substance to it, but it's still pretty sheer. I guess those are all pretty sheer. And then I really like Self Love. I love the names of these two. And Rose Quartz is like my favorite crystal. So like I was going to buy this no matter what. But that's a really pretty pinky shade too. Look at that. It's so pretty on like the inner corner of the eyes. Oh my gosh. Do I have any fingers left? I really want to show another shade. Let me just wipe some of these off. I'm gonna have to go wash up in a second and then I'll finish the video. But like, I use this Abundant shade a lot too. This is a really opaque. Where can I put it? I'll put it there. It's a really pretty sort of pewtery, taupe or purple color. Are we focused? I can't tell. But yeah, it's really, really pretty. Anyways, this is a gorgeous palette. And then, of course, all the mattes really support all these shades really nicely. So that's it for beauty stuff. I'm going to go wash up and put these things away, and I'll be right back. This is the last thing I wanted to talk about. This is a lip gloss that I forgot about. Well, didn't really forget about, but I kept underestimating in my lip stuff collection. So I've been wearing it obsessively for like the last 2-3 weeks. I'm wearing it right now. This is Pat McGrath's, I think it's called Dare to Bear. Yes, Dare to Bear. I look at this in the tube and it looks like almost like a pinky gold, like NARS Orgasm kind of shade. Like if you know, you know. But when I wear this, it's a very pale kind of nude color that works really well. So I usually will line my lips with a slightly darker than my lip shade lip color. And then I'll put this on and it's fantastic for just being that sort of creamy nude color. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like pale, much paler than my lip shade. And that gold shift, I don't really see it at all. Like you can kind of see it in the tube. I don't see gold shift when I wear it. I just see like kind of creamy, neutral, it's like the perfect nude for me. So I've been loving this and wearing this a ton. And I have a hard time finding good sort of nude shades because my lips are really pigmented. So colors tend to pull dark on me or they look weird. They're too light. And this kind of sits in that space where like it's neutral. It doesn't pull too orange. It is a little warm, but it doesn't pull crazy warm. And it also doesn't pull so pale that it looks like doll lips. Like I'm not a fan of that look for myself. So love this. Really enjoyed that. All right, let's talk about books. I've got 3 to talk about. The first I talked about somewhere. I just can't remember where. So I may have covered this already, but it is Beloved, a Butch Femme zine. This just makes my heart really, really happy. This is like speaking my speak. It's all content by, for, about butches and femmes, which is like literally my heart and home. So I have just been, there's something about just even just having this, and this was their Valentine's issue. It was the very first one, and it's like everything. They have put out one more issue since then. I think they're coming out like seasonally, but there's just really great writings in here. There's really great art in here. It's just really heartwarming, and it's like a full paperback, like thickness zine. I really, really pleased to have this. So really have been enjoying that. And then of course, if you haven't heard, I have been obsessed with A Walk Through the Forest of Souls. So we actually read this as part of the Unicorn Fam member book club. So we have a book club that we do for all members. We read fiction and nonfiction. We vote on the book that we're going to be covering. And this one has just been like mind-blowing. It is the book that spawned the soul reading hashtag that's been going around that was created by Marlena Teresa and Lennon Smith. And there's just so many beautiful quotes and quotables. Like I marked whole paragraphs. I highlighted so many different bits in here. It's the kind of thing, I mean, I guess I didn't expect to be quite as blown away by it as I was. I love Rachel Pollack's 78 Degrees of Wisdom. And when I saw this is actually a re-release. So this book was first published in 2001, I think, or maybe not that long ago. Let's see. Oh, 2002. So I wasn't far off. And I just didn't even know it existed, to be honest. I know and love 78 Degrees of Wisdom, and that was it. But this came back for re-release and with a new cover at the same time that around the same time that 78 Degrees of Wisdom was re-released with a new cover. And oh my God, this just blew me. It just blew me away. It's a very, very unique. The thing I like to say about this is if you're looking for a book that is not trying to teach you tarot, but instead is just offering a glimpse into the mind of somebody who lived and breathed tarot for many, many years and who is just sharing their like wisdom and their thoughts. I mean, Rachel was a gift to our community and I miss her terribly. It's, you know, losing her was really is a memorable thing as far as my long time journey in tarot is concerned. Like she was just somebody that was such a mainstay and such a pillar of our community. So to see this come out and to have such a profound experience felt like such a gift. And I really think this is such a gift. And I'm not saying that as like an uber fan girl or anything. It's really just objectively a very good book. And I will say it's a little bit like reading a collection of essays. It's not the kind of thing that's going to read in a linear fashion. It doesn't really read like, I read it cover to cover, but you could definitely pull any chapter and just read that. They do build on each other to some degree, but I think it just feels so personal. It feels a little bit like getting a peek into Rachel's tarot diary in a way. And there are so many ahas. There were so many unique perspectives on the tarot. I genuinely really, really, really enjoyed this. So if you've been on the fence, I just think it's well worth the read. And I would definitely encourage you, if you are the type to want to mark up or bookmark your pages, to get a physical copy. Or if you're the type that you prefer to do it digitally, then and type out notes or whatever, then digital or Kindle would probably work. But oh my gosh, this was so good. And I'm so grateful that it got that it won the vote for the Unicorn Fam Book Club, because it was probably I think this is objectively my favorite book we've ever read in book club. And we've been running book club now for 3 years, 2 years, a long time. We've been doing it a long time. And this is my favorite. So really, really, really good, profound, such a treasure. But this came about actually. So in July, I was gifted a children's book, and it was such a treat that I decided to just treat myself to another one in August. And I spotted this on Amazon looking through children's picture books, and this stole my heart, because, okay, so it's called Margaret's Unicorn by Briony May Smith. This unicorn, was correct in my mind. Like, I have a very opinionated opinion view of unicorns, and this unicorn has the cloven hooves, has the long lion-like tail with the tuft at the end. This is how I view unicorns. This book was such a treat, so I'll just do a little flip through, but basically the premise is, have you ever dreamed about finding a lost baby unicorn? In this magical picture book, that is exactly what happens to a girl named Margaret when she discovers a young unicorn by the sea. I'm just going to show you a few of the pages because the artwork is so beautiful. Look at, oh my god, it's so pretty. It's so sweet. So look at, oh my god. Oh my god, so cute. So this was such a cozy self-care read. It's pretty highly rated on Amazon, so if you have little ones or if you like picture books, this is just, it's a delight. So now I have 2 little unicorn picture books. This was such a treat. That's what I got for this. It was just such a treat. Let's talk about decks. So mostly, in the beginning of the month, I was working more with the Alice in Wonderland. What is this called? Tarot in Wonderland. I think, I wish the books had the same name as the deck. It's so confusing for those of us who put our boxes away. I think I might have called this Alice in Tarotland again because I did sit down and film a full deep dive walkthrough of this deck with this book. It's quite lengthy. That is coming out later in this month, in August. So keep an eye out for that. But I did do some more work with this in early August and just kind of finished up my time with it. Is it still in order? No, I shuffled it. So this is just a really fantastic Alice deck. I did still use it. I feel like, I can't remember if I used this in my Unicorn Fan member reading live stream or not. I think I did, but now I don't remember. So maybe I didn't. But this is a great Alice in Wonderland themed deck. I need to get a bag that can hang up, but right now it's in this little wrap style bag. So yeah, I played with the Tarot in Wonderland by Barbara Moore a little bit at the beginning of August. But to be honest, most of August, what I was working with is the Herb Crafters Tarot. So in my channel membership, we do a deck study club. We started it in July? No, we started it in August, and the deck that was voted on was the Herb Crafters Tarot, and this has been just such an experience to actually get to know. I had this in my collection a long time ago, but I didn't connect with it. I ended up rehoming it, and I have to say this was such a great one to use for study because it really gave me a chance to see just how thoughtfully put together this deck is. There's so much going on in the cards. There's a lot going on in the system. It's not just, there's nothing random about this. It's very well thought out. So I'll probably have more thoughts about this when the deck study is finished. So probably you'll hear about me using this deck a lot again when I do my September show and tell because I'm still working my way through it. But I have read the entire guidebook and of course marked it up a ton. Really have had a good experience so far. I've read the whole thing. I've marked up my book. Like it's been a whole experience. So have been really enjoying the Herb Crafters Tarot. Why is that so hard to say? I've been really enjoying this and I've done a ton of readings with this. It's been my main working deck for myself and checking in with myself throughout the last month. So this is really my main, this is it. This is what I've been doing the most with. But I also pulled in the Luminous Humanness deck a bit in August as well. This is such a beautiful deck. I think it's a newer release. This is by Kelly Sullivan Walden, who also did the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. And this is such a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. The themes and the cards are really fabulous. And so I would sometimes pull a focus card from this deck and then get into my reading with the Herb Crafters. I really love the themes. I love Kelly Sullivan Walden's writing. So I've really, really enjoyed working with this as well. Highly recommend this deck. It's beautiful. It's mass market. It's on gorgeous Blue Angel cardstock. That's what the backings look like. Really had a lot of fun with this deck as well. It just felt it feels kind of cozy. It feels like it's got a lot of self-care and self-worth concepts in it. Really beautiful at just sort of looking at the beauty of humanity in general. It's just a really lovely deck. So I had a really nice experience working with that one. During my monthly live stream that I do with my Magical and Badass Unicorns where I give readings, I worked with the Rainbow Tarot. Now this one was a gift. It was sent to me right around my birthday, actually. And this was so much fun. It was probably the deck that I had the best time with during my monthly reading stream. It's quite a bit like an RWS clone-ish. I don't know if I would even call it that. It feels like a bit of a mashup between Marseille and RWS, to be honest. The majors feel very Marseille-like, but I really responded well to the colors and the vibrancy. It was a lot of fun to just shuffle and read with. It's fantastic. I really, really, really enjoyed it. The majors are in French. The minors are in English, just so you know. I don't know, I really enjoyed this. It spoke to me. I felt like we had great conversation and it flowed really well when I was reading with it, which is all I'm asking for, really. I want decks to talk to me and I want them to flow while I'm reading with them. So that is the Rainbow Tarot. This is by Sonia Lazo? Sonia Lazo. Oh, is it focused? There we go. Yeah. So really, really enjoyed working with this one. Super glad I have it. So that is the Rainbow Tarot. And of course it had to have a rainbow bag. Had a lot of fun. Okay, this next bit is going to be a little bit of time travel, so come along with me. Now, I filmed a video that isn't out on the channel yet, that's coming out soon, called Reckoning with My Decks, where I'm talking about decks that I'm sort of like not sure if I should put them in purgatory or put them in a this or that video or declutter them or like what I'm going to do. And so I bring you into that process. That's coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. As part of that, I discussed the Tarot of the Crone. So again, this is a bit of time travel fun because I can't remember what I said in that video. I think I said I was going to put it in purgatory for the time being, but since I filmed that video, I can't remember where. Dang it. I think it was on somebody else's channel, and I think I even commented on their channel and said, thank you for telling me about that. But anyways, on their channel, they talked about the fact that you can get the Tarot of the Crone guidebook on Ellen Lorenzi Prince's website, even though the deck itself is currently out of print. And I don't know if there are plans to reprint this, but I've actually really struggled to connect with this deck. The guidebook is lovely, but one thing that the guidebook doesn't really do is explain in every card what the image is really trying to convey. At least it doesn't seem like that to me. Well, anyways, I went to the website thinking, well, what if the guidebook that's on the website is like more in depth? And I don't know, there is a PDF guidebook. I don't know if, I'm assuming it's the same as what you get with the deck if you have a copy of the deck. But what I found was actually another document that you could buy called the Tarot of the Crone Playbook. Okay, if you have this deck and you've struggled to connect, or if you have this deck and you love this deck and you didn't know about this, there is this Tarot of the Crone Playbook. So I purchased that and I put it in this like report or 3-ring, you know, this, it's like a binder, but it's like squishy, like it's thinner, like it's a thinner thing. Anyways, so I printed this off just in black and white. This is incredible. This is incredible. This basically, let me show you a sample here. Let's just go, sure, let's go to the Beast of Wands. So in the Beast of Wands, you get some information about the card. It's almost, again, like, it's almost like a little bit of a personal essay about the card from Ellen Lorenzi Prince, but then there's some sort of like an activity. So like, for example, she says, close your eyes for a moment and invite in the energy of all the cats you've seen or known and loved and admired. Feel their confidence and beauty flowing in your blood. Put your hand on your heart, feel the beat, feel it repeat. I am, I want, I am, I want, I am, I want, I am, I want. This is good. This is strength. This is love. This is a gift. Now take your cards. Whichever of the cat's gifts you felt during your meditation, pull a card, and I guess there's more. Yeah. Pull a card for how you can get more of that in your life. Pull a card for courage, for confidence, for grace, for self-love, for all of the above. So there's like kind of like an activity or some way to to work with the card in every one of these entries. So a lot of times too, she goes into more detail about what the card is showing, like why it was illustrated that way. It's not, I wouldn't say this is consistent throughout, but it made this deck feel so much more approachable to me. It felt like it started to talk more about the imagery. Like, so for example, here in the Four of Cups, she says, the 4 cups in this image are 2 separated, becalmed boats, a sliver of an uneclipsed sun, and the island the figure stands on overturned like the sun's sliver to empty rather than to contain. The void of the eclipse shows in the figure's face as well. Still she stands, but high and dry alone. Then she talks about 4 as a number of structure, the kind of structure that does not come naturally to flowing water. So here's a separation from flow and withdrawal from water's instinct to merge. 4 is about boundaries. In the wands, we see a figure draw energetic boundaries for the focus and containment of her will. In the discs, we see the boundaries of walls and physical spaces. In the swords, we find what we can do when we rule and structure our thoughts in the way of logic. In the Four of Cups, there is a need for, or there is the reality of, emotional rule and emotional boundaries. And then there's these like journal prompts, or you can use them to build a spread about this card. From whom or from what am I isolated? Why might I need this isolation? What is there to learn here? How might I break through this isolation? What must happen for me to be ready to rejoin the entity indicated in question 1? Where do I need emotional control or maturity? So it just, everyone has these like either prompts or some kind of a meditation or an activity, but a lot of those prompts can be like spreads you could build. So you could pull a single card from this deck and then build on it from there. And I'm just excited about the Tarot of the Crone again, and finding this was such a delight because I've already pulled some cards and played with it a little bit and been having a really good time. So I pulled this back out of my purgatory drawer and am working with it a little bit, which is such a gift. So if you see that later video where I'm reckoning with my decks, this came after that, but you'll see the video after this. So not that that's confusing, but that's how it went. So that's it. Those are the decks and books and makeup things and all the things I've been enjoying and up to this month. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. As always, it means so much that you spend your time here. An extra big thank you goes out to my Unicorn Fam channel members. Thank you for supporting my work here, for being a part of our community and just contributing to everything that I'm trying to accomplish. It means more than you know, and you make such a difference. Thank you so much. And to all of you watching the channel, engaging on it, when you click the videos, when you watch them all the way through, when you comment, when you like, when you share or subscribe, all of those things help support what I'm doing here. And it really matters so much. So if you're ever wondering how to support the things that I'm doing here, that's how. Just watch, engage, be present here. That means more to me than anything. So thank you so much. And until next time, may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye.